Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone, our clients, and anyone who's here in our Zoom call. Again, welcome to the ANVAYA COVE Virtual Tour presented by the Nielsen Group. Alongside me is Anika Carlos. My name is AC Temeña, and we'll be discussing every aspect of why you should consider ANVAYA COVE as your next vacation destination and investment. So I'm going to hand over the floor to Anika now to discuss more about ANVAYA COVE.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so I hope you're all well and that you're all staying healthy. My name is Anika, and welcome to the virtual open house of ANVAYA COVE. So Ayala Land Premier's tradition of excellence unfolds a horizon of lifestyle choices bundled with top-of-the-line membership clubs with a wide array of amenities. Okay, so are you ready to discover a life of infinite inspiration? Your dream of building treasured memories and fun moments for you and your family can now happen. Sat on the edge of the Bataan Peninsula, overlooking the beautiful West Philippine Sea, is the first and only seaside leisure community of Ayala Land Premier. So ANVAYA COVE embraces the tranquility of the mountainside and the power of the open sea, the best of what nature has to offer. So some of you may be wondering, where is ANVAYA COVE? So before we talk about the project, let me just show you how to get to ANVAYA from Manila. So this one is a roadmap from Manila to ANVAYA COVE. Actually, from Makati, you can now pass through the newly extended Skyway that will already lead you to NLEX. And then from NLEX, you'll head to Esitex and exit Subic. Then from there, it's a 40-minute drive to ANVAYA COVE in Morong, Bataan. Excuse me. Okay, so from Manila, it would take approximately 2.5 hours to ANVAYA COVE, and then approximately 40 minutes from Ayala Harbor Point Mall. And from Clark International Airport, it's approximately 1.5 hours to ANVAYA. So now let's talk about ANVAYA COVE. As I mentioned earlier, this project is in Morong, Bataan. Its land area is 620 hectares with a coastline of 3.5 kilometers. And the highest point here is at 130 meters above mean sea level, and there are only 6 to 13 lots per hectare. Okay, so now let's talk about the master plan. So for every member of the family, ANVAYA COVE has a nurturing environment filled with exciting activities that aim to bring balance to your mind, body, and spirit. So this is an actual photo of the Beach and Nature Club. So you can take a moment and imagine spending a day under the sun here. Yes, so the Beach and Nature Club features a coastline of fine sand that stretches 3.5 kilometers. So if you're into jogging or running, you can even change up your setting and do your laps around the coastline. The club is committed to preserving the environment by organizing programs like the Pawikan or sea turtle conservation, coastal cleanups. There is also tree planting, bird watching, and community drives. So the club also offers a full range of amenities and activities ideal for families, carefully designed to complement the surrounding landscape, such as infinity pool, lounge pools, a tennis court. We also have a cafe, sunset bar, and the Veda Spa. So set against stunning views of, Set against stunning views of Subic Bay and the mountain ranges of Bataan, the golf course has won international awards for its elegant architecture and impressive facilities, complemented by a sports club. So it covers 82 hectares. It is an all-weather 18-hole par 72 championship golf course. And here you can enjoy a meal, play golf, and then hang out in the lakefront 9. So this is an actual photo of our golf pavilion. So as said earlier, the Golf and Sports Club features, of course, the golf course, the golf facilities, and sports club facilities, which Ms. Alyssa will show you in the virtual tour. So feel at home and be encouraged to make new memories in a neighborhood that fuels your passions. So ANVAYA Cove presents a diverse portfolio of private neighborhoods and mid-rise condominiums. So we have condominiums like Sea Breeze Verandas, townhouses like Seascape Ridge, and residential lots, which I will be presenting to you today. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat box below or ask the property specialist who invited you here today. So the first neighborhood we'll be discussing is ANVAYA Cove's Hillside. Hillside welcomes residents with lush nature and views of the sea. It is ANVAYA Cove's newest neighborhood. It's in the southern part of the leisure community. So this one here is a render. As you can see, there are some lots that are higher in elevation. So it's just slightly higher. And then let's just go over a brief overview of Hillside. So Hillside is 11 hectares with a total of 144 lots. There are also 13 lots per hectare with a size ranging from 400 to 590 square meters. As seen earlier, the terrain is gently rolling. So Hillside is the one highlighted in green at the bottom. So it's the southern part of ANVAYA Cove. So from the main gate, it is approximately 3.7 kilometers. Okay, so now let's talk about the classification of lots. So the leisure lots are those in light green. These are our regular lots. And then the ones in dark green are lots fronted or adjacent to a park or an open space. And then the blue ones are the lots with potential views of the sea. Okay. And then this is the elevation map. As you can see, the terrain is gently rolling, the right side being the highest part, ranging from 50 to 60 meters above sea level, while the left being the lowest part of the neighborhood. So if you have any questions, please feel free again to ask the property specialist who invited you here. Okay, so the neighborhood entrance is on the right, but there are also future plans of having an estate gate going to the SBMA road. There, it's the orange one at the bottom. Okay, when you enter Hillside, you'll be welcomed with that nature feel, and there will be an entrance island that's about 73 meters long. So just to give you an idea, that is as big as 2.5 basketball courts. As a place of escape, Hillside offers you to live in spaces across open greenery. So those are the ones highlighted in green. And then that bottom part will be used for future development. So this is the Hillside map. We'll be showing you the availability in a short while. So Hillside will be turned over in 2025. Okay. Then the second neighborhood that I'll be presenting to you today is South Grove. Similar to Hillside, this neighborhood offers lots with views of the waters of Subic Bay and the Zambales mountain range. So it is 3.7 kilometers from the gate. So it's actually really right beside Hillside. And then this one is an aerial shot of South Grove. So as you can see, it's also close to the bay. And then this neighborhood is 6.5 hectares with a total of only 50 lots. So this is very much smaller than the first neighborhood that I showed you. The density will only be 12 lots per hectare. And this neighborhood will also have a higher elevation of 30 to over 50 meters above sea level. So this one is the elevation map for South Grove. On the right side is the highest part of the neighborhood. Then it lowers down as you move down the road. Okay, so this is the site map of South Grove. As you'll see, it's significantly smaller than Hillside. So if you're deciding between both neighborhoods and you want a more private home, I suggest choosing South Grove. We'll be showing you also the availability in a short while. So this one is a render of an aerial shot with the terrain. Okay, and then it will also be turned over in 2022. So it's much earlier than the first neighborhood. So now let's talk about the availability and sample computation. So the ones in yellow are the available lots left in Hillside. We have 8 lots left, and these are Leisure and Greenview lots. So for more details, please do message your property specialist so you can get more details on the exact lot options that you want. Okay. So just to give you a glimpse of a sample computation, we will use Block 9, Lot 18 as a guide. So we do help with ease of payment. Hold on. Okay. So this payment scheme is a special offer only for September. So this one is a zoomed version. The list price is 10,530,024 pesos, VAT exclusive, and VAT is about 1,200,000, and there are also other charges at 346,503 pesos. For this payment scheme, you only need to pay a reservation fee of 100,000 within the month to secure your lot. So again, this is a special offer for the month of September. So here you'll see that 10% to be paid on the first month, and then 30% spread into 35 months, while the remaining 60% will be paid on the last month. For South Grove, we actually have only 2 lots left. And for this presentation, we will be using Block 3, Lot 18 as a guide for the sample computation. So this payment scheme is also a special offer for September. The list price is 10,908,900 pesos, VAT exclusive. And we are offering a 2.5 discount, which becomes 10,636,177. And VAT is about 1,276,000. Then you also have your charges at 343,260. So I know there's a lot to absorb, but just contact your property specialist and they can help you out. So for this, again, the reservation fee is 100,000 to secure your lot, and 10% to be paid on the first month, and then 90% spread into 24 months, then lump sum on the last month. So now I turn the floor to Ms. Alyssa Temeña for the virtual tour.
Thank you, Annika. Thank you so much. And now that you guys kind of have a grasp of what ANVAYA has in store, I'm going to take you guys around virtually. So let me share my screen. I hope everyone's been doing well. I know it's a bit rainy today. So sana this brightens up your day, kahit virtually man. But to let you guys know also, we're already accepting site visits to ANVAYA starting, even though that it's MECQ now, you can schedule one with your property specialist and they'll readily get you a schedule so you can check out the actual site. But for now, let's enjoy this virtual tour. So this virtual tour is actually available online. You can even view it through your phones. If you want to see it again after this particular presentation, feel free to ask your property specialist for the link, and you can view it as long as you have Wi-Fi and a device. So let's start now. This is segmented into actually a couple of different areas of ANVAYA Cove. If you've never been there, fret not, I'll be able to explain all the different areas. So right now, where you can see actually where we're standing or flying via drone. This is actually shot last year, I believe, in the middle of the year, and the weather was fantastic during that time, as you guys can see. To the lower left portion, if you guys can see my cursor, is the main entrance. Then the first thing you'll actually see when you enter ANVAYA are the condominiums, which are the sea breeze verandas. You have the helipad in case you guys would like to get there more quickly. Then you have the seascape ridge or the townhouses here to the left-hand side. And towards the lowest part is the Beach and Nature Club, and the Golf and Sports Club actually wrap around the whole estate. So let's zoom in a bit to the other areas, or more specific areas rather, of ANVAYA Cove. Let's start out with the Beach Club this time. So for those who may have visited ANVAYA Cove already, you may remember that when you enter, you are dropped off here in the Welcome Pavilion. And from here also, you can see already how close by the shore is and how the actual beach club transitions to the beach. It's out, and you can see how much greenery there is as well. So let's zoom in more a bit. There's also a lagoon here that's right beside the beach club. When you enter the welcome pavilion, you actually walk across the small bridge over the little lagoon. Then you enter here, which is also the receiving area. Sometimes you'll see us, property specialists, manning this area too. All right. So now here, this one is the tennis court also. You'll find there's so much to do in Anvaya Cove. There are water sports. There are other sports like basketball, tennis, badminton. There's so much to do while you're here. It's not only limited to going to the beach. And as you guys can already see on screen, we also have a spa called Veda Spa. Then let's zoom in more a bit. If you've been to Anvaya Cove also, you know that there's a big pool complex. It's not limited to only one pool. We do have a lap pool, a lounge pool, a kiddie pool, based on your needs. I'm sure they've got the pool for you in this complex. Then again, you can also see here the lookout tower, which I'll actually teleport to right now. So the lookout tower is around 3 stories high to the corner right beside the beach. As you can see, the beach is already here right beside the lookout tower. And now let me teleport once again to the beachfront. So like what I said, this is where they do releasing of turtle hatchlings. Like what Annika said earlier, Anvaya is very, very much involved with the environmental sustainability of the creatures that live in this area and are local to this area in Bataan. Aside from the actual beach club, of course, we do have food and beverage options here, a multitude of them actually. And you can see some of them already here. Toward the left-hand side of the beach, you have Pawikan Grill. And then you also have Sunset Bar. And to the very right here, you have the Water Sports Pavilion if you do feel like doing any of the multiple water sports we have to offer. So there you go. Ayan oh, meron ng mga umbrellas and places you can lounge in. Now let's go back, walk inward. This virtual tour is honestly so cool. If you guys have the time to really toggle around with it, it gives you a pretty good depiction of what Anvaya Cove looks like. Then here, this one is the spa to the right. This is Veda Spa. Then when I turn around, this is already the pool complex, which I showed you guys around earlier. And lastly, again, this one is Sunset Bar, which I pointed out, and it's also right in front of the shoreline. Then Pawikan Grill is more towards the further left-hand side of this area. This one walks towards the parking, and if I turn around once again, this one walks back to the pool complex. Okay, so that's enough of the beach club. Now, whoever here is a golfer is interested in getting a golf share at Anvaya Cove, I'll be going through the golf club now. So Anvaya Cove is actually a multi-awarded golf course. It's a very beautiful course with the front nine wrapping around called the Mountainside Nine. And you can see the vistas of Mount Natib in the background. Then the back nine is even more iconic. It kind of mimics Links at Spanish Bay, if you guys are familiar with that golf course, because it's heading towards the actual sea, with the signature hole here being hole 13. So when you do arrive in the golf club, you arrive here at the golf pavilion. So you have your bag drop here first, you park here in the parking, then this is where you register in the actual pavilion. Then you tee off here. Let me zoom in a bit more. Let's go more there, closer to the golf pavilion. Then here, as you can see, also the architecture in Anvaya is pretty consistent with Asian tropical. Then you have the backdrop. Then hole number 1 is over there. You start there. Then you end here at hole number 9. Then that is where you transition to the back 9 naman, which is the seaside. Yeah, there's a starter station. Then aside from the actual course, we do have a driving range facility. As you can see, there are practice greens and the actual driving range here beside the actual golf pavilion. This is one of my favorite shots actually by the drone. So this one again is hole number 14 transitioning to hole number 13. And this is the closest to the water. It's facing the western side of Bataan. And that's why you can see the sunset. It's very beautiful here during sundown. So now that I've taken you around the golf club, the beach club, now let's head on over to the sports center, which is another amenity complex that you can find in Anvaya Cove. So really what I'd like to highlight as well is, aside from the natural beauty that Anvaya does hold, it has so many amenity complexes. So you really won't even run. Maybe if you're here with your family, you won't even run into each other because there's really so much to do and daming pwedeng gawin talaga. So let me zoom in here. This one is more of the sports complex. So it has there's one indoor court, one outdoor court. Then you have another pool complex and yet another bar. They have really good pasta here in case you guys didn't know. Try out the pasta there, masarap siya. Then the fitness center, of course, the gym, which is actually my favorite spot here. You can also rent actually like a basketball, badminton rackets, or whatever you fancy, or whatever sport you want to play. Then here's the gym. One of the best views here are on the treadmills. You can see the whole area. All right. So now that I've taken you around the amenity complexes of Anvaya, I'm very excited to show you our available residences. So this one, before anything else, these are our Seabreeze verandas or condominiums. So they're low-rise condominiums here in Anvaya. Although these are unfortunately sold out, just so you guys have an idea, this is towards the highest point and closest to the main gate as well. This area naman are the townhouses of Anvaya. So these are seascape ridges, which are also sold out. But honestly, if I were to look at Anvaya, one of the things I'd really consider if it's a vacation property is to have my own space, which is why I do recommend considering a residential lot versus the other options. Just because you have your own, you can build your own pool, don't have to share amenities with everyone. So that's one of the best things you can do. Okay, so here now I've teleported us to the southernmost tip of Anvaya, which is where we have our new developments. So we're here at Hillside phase, which is the phase we launched just this year, and Annika explained and took you around earlier. So the Hillside phase again is at the southernmost tip. You can see the future gate, which is already being carved out, and there's existing roads already. This is SBMA Road, which is the road you take from Subic Freeport going to Anvaya. So this is a main road. Kung ituloy-tuloy nyo to, this is actually towards Mariveles, which is Southern Bataan. Then again, there's going to be a future road here, a future main entrance to the outside, which is actually a plus, considering you don't have to go through the whole way to get outside. That's one of the biggest selling points, I guess, of this particular area. So again, this is Hillside. If you're interested in a particular lot here, I highly, highly recommend you go through this virtual tour with your property specialist. Para you can kind of point out, as you can see, if I hover over any of these lots, it showcases what the size is and which particular lot it is. So you have an idea where your lot is oriented in terms of the whole estate. So there. This is one of the best sales tools, and especially for you clients, one of the best things I would recommend for you to do is to really check it out and play around with it, so you have a whole picture of the estate. Baka by the time you go to Anvaya, mas alam nyo pa yung Anvaya kaysa sa magdala sa inyo doon. So here is the second option. We have a phase right beside Hillside. So this is South Grove. Again, it's much smaller than Hillside, but we have two lot options here, and it's also in the same area. So if you want a lot that I guess will complete earlier, or is more private, this is an option for you guys as well. So that's Anvaya Cove. As you can see, the existing cove is there towards a bit further down, and then we have actually another cove here also. So there. So now I'm going to turn my presentation. I hope you guys enjoy that virtual tour. Again, if you want to see the tour, want to check it out yourself, message your property specialist. Whoever invited you here, they'll send you the link. I'm sure that they'll be more than happy to take this tour with you again. So let's go through some of the frequently asked questions. Number one is the club accessible now and can endorse guest use facilities? As I mentioned earlier, yes, the club is accessible, but unfortunately, only members are allowed to use the facilities at the moment due to MECQ. Number two is, can I buy a lot and then just buy the share when my house has been completed? So this one is no. You have to buy the property and the share in tandem. So there are two separate purchases with two titles. So one is you're entitled to the lot, one is an entitlement to a share. But they have to be bought in tandem. So the answer for this question is no. Then number three is, when do I start paying my association dues? So for the share, you start paying for the association dues or membership dues ng share once you're oriented and activated. Pag na-post na kayo sa club, you've been approved, and you're given your club ID, membership ID, then that's the month that you start paying dues. Then for the lot naman, or the homeowners association dues, you start paying for that once the lot is titled and turned over to you. So upon handover of the unit to you. So there. Then lastly, is there timeline on house construction? So the answer to this is no, there is no timeline on house construction. You can choose to construct on your lot at any given time. You can just land bank the lot and do whatever you please with it. So no timeline. Again, thank you guys for attending. Thank you for your time and have a pleasant Sunday. Enjoy the
Thank
rest of your day.
you.